Hello, I'm Stephen Gold, the author of The Return of Breaking Law.
Is that the book, what you wrote?
You just stick to producing this video. You can't even speak proper.
Be careful what you say, or I might rip up my copy of the book.
Well, you better do it before 31st of July 2023. The upper limit then for littering offences in England is going up from £150 to £500. Now, do you have the will to make a will? If you die without a will, the laws of intestacy kick in. They're changing a bit for deaths occurring on or after the 26th of July 2023. The change relates to what happens should you leave behind, to clear out your old toffee papers and photo albums, a husband or wife or civil partner, plus children. And when I say children, I mean big ones, old ones and ugly ones, as well as the sweet under 18s. What the surviving spouse gets by way of an initial lump sum is increasing by £52,000, up from £270,000 to £322,000. They're also entitled to personal chattels, and that doesn't include cash. After that lump sum and the chattels, they will collect, and there's no change here, 1/2 of what's left over. The other half goes to the children. Well, should the family home be in joint names, and how does joint tenants, your interest will automatically go to the survivor. So if, say, your wife's name is on the deeds with you, and she survives you, she'll take the house in addition to that £322,000, chattels, and 1/2 of anything else. If there are no children, the surviving spouse or civil partner take the lot, 100%. Now, if you reckon that intestacy laws will give your spouse or civil partner too much or too little, make a will. Loads of stuff on trying to reverse the intestacy rules, claim against an estate if they or a will disregard you, and the longest will in the world in my book. Are you at risk of losing your home because you're behind with the rent, mortgage payments or service charge payments? Well, you can already get legal advice at court on the day of a possession hearing, and the advisor can even go into court with you. It's free, there's no means test, no prior arrangement for an appointment is necessary, and the fact that you haven't done anything previously about seeking legal help, it matters not. Well, the legal aid scheme for this face-to-face advice is continuing, but the scheme is being extended on the 1st of August 2023, so that legal help will be available earlier, before the actual hearing date or before proceedings have actually been started. And the help won't be restricted to housing matters, but can cover general debt and welfare benefits, because they can obviously lead to arrears. Well, this earlier advice will again be free, not means tested. It will be available from legal aid advisors specially appointed around England and Wales, and details of the runners and riders, those giving the advice and how to contact them, will be available on the Gov UK website. There's a limit to how much the advisor can do under this extended scheme. Don't expect them to be able to spend the rest of the year talking and writing to you, but enough to put you on the right track and be a meaningful source of assistance. The Housing Loss Prevention Advice Service, that is what it is all called.
Good name.
Cynic. A caveat. They haven't been able to find any earlier advisors based in Wigan, Crewe, Hull or Birkenhead, though they're still trying to recruit. However, anyone living there can select an advisor out of their area. And one other thing, free telephone advice on housing matters will continue to be available from the Legal Aid Agency if you pass a means test, and law centres, Shelter and the CAB are among other organisations you can go to for help. There's nothing to beat a nice bit of development, unless you're being thrown out of your home to make way for it. Where you are out because of a compulsory purchase order or public redevelopment, one of the heads of compensation to which you're entitled is for the distress and inconvenience which displacement will cause. There are limits to that compensation, and those limits are reviewed every year. The limits are rising in England when you're thrown out on or after the 1st of October 2023. An owner-occupier can collect 10% of the market value of their property under this particular head of compensation. The minimum's going up from £7,800 to £8,100, an extra £300, and the maximum is increasing from £78,000 to £81,000, an extra £3,100. For a tenant, there's a flat rate of compensation, and that rises from £7,800 to £8,100, an extra £300.